Sadistic Penguin Studios presents the At the Show podcast with Tom Yumper Garcia.
Okay, you people sit tight, hold the fort, and keep the home fires burning. And if we're not back by dawn, call the president.
And Tony Chalsa Burt.
I don't know this industry jargon, YP, MP, whatever, okay? All I know is that I cannot get a record contract. We cannot get a record contract unless I take these tapes.
It's almost time, so grab a drink, get your popcorn ready, and join the film discussion with two guys from Chicago talking movies.
Hello and welcome to the 100th episode of the At the Show podcast, presented to you by Sadistic Penguin Studios. I'm one of your co-hosts, Tom Yumper Garcia, and I'm with my other co-host, Tony the Sugar Baggy Burt. We've made it, Tony. We finally got a chance to do 100 episodes.
Well, we were always going to get here, that's that's why, never fear, we'll always be back here.
Oh, wow. Did you intend to rhyme that?
Actually, no, it was like I looked at you and I said, you know what? We're going to be okay. It's going to be a great episode. And that just came to my head.
Yeah, I was telling Tony off air and one of our guests that I was stressing about this episode because we were supposed to do it 3 weeks ago. And then something happened, came up with Tony, and then my internet went out when I couldn't work. Like I didn't have internet for a day and a half because somebody decided to build a fence and cut our wire. And that sucked. So that postponed it again. And now we finally have it. And then stuff was happening today. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, just get me through today.
It's true. So we're here. That's good.
Yes,
news.
we are here. So I've been doing this show for over 2 years now. Tony, you've been over a little over a year now. So It is awesome that we are heading into our 100th episode. And this is not counting all of our bonus shows because I constantly came up with the wrong number every time we discussed it.
A little more credit, Yump. I think you've been doing the show, if I've done the math correctly, about 3.5 years almost.
Jesus Christ.
We've been doing it about a year and a half. And honestly, you've put in so much hard work, and it's awesome to share this show with you, my man. It's so cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate it. Got very lucky to have you as my co-host. Also, shout out to my wife, before we even get started, because she puts up with a lot of me taking hours away. I know your wife too, of us dedicating our time to this. We don't get paid for this. It's just all hobby that we love doing. So shout out to them, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. Also, my wife designed the thumbnail we have for today. So
very nice. Very, very nice.
People are speaking French in our chat. I don't speak the France.
The France.
I do speak Espanol, though. Felito, thank you. Gracias, Deloney. Thank you, Mr. Sam Reeves. So for tonight, we have a big show. We have 4 guests, maybe as another surprise guest coming in, that we're going to be doing a kind of in defense of extravaganza. They have some movies that they want to discuss that kind of get bad reps. They're going to give us the reasons why they think the movie is actually pretty good. And we can either agree with them or disagree with them. We got guests from all walks of life here that have previously been on the show or haven't been on the show in a while. But it's going to be a fun one, my friend.
I can't wait to dig in, have some laughs.
Yes, and the first person we're going to pull in is from the Ass Crew, or Honorary Ass Crew. Just the Southside Sox, I believe. Oh, Sox on 32nd, 35th? Damn it, I don't know.
No way. Nobody
Yeah,
anymore.
No,
No, she's a mom.
she's a mom. Does a good job. Excellent mom. Thank you.
Zombie
Former-
Jackie.
Yeah, former White Sox Twitter B-list podcast guest.
B-list.
You're an A-lister. Don't want to say
Uh,
B-lister.
You can play
What's up,
guitar really awesome. So we're just going to say
Aw,
that.
thanks.
You're
Thanks.
welcome. You're welcome.
I love how I was saying all these shows and she's just shaking her head.
Well, I used to be on Southside Sox masthead, but I stopped doing that when they signed Mike Clevenger for a 3rd time.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah. But those are still my friends though, at Southside Sox and at Ass.
Yes, the Ass Crew, King Ass and Queen Ass. No, so Jackie, what film do you have us discussing today?
Yumper, today we are going to discuss 1994's Little Big League. Little Big League. What? What's that face?
I just laughed. Let me just give you a couple of rundowns here. So that film was released in '94, like you said. Andrew Scheinman directed it.
Scheinman. Yeah.
Yep. It stars Luke Edwards, Timothy Brunsfield, John Aston, Jason Roberts, and Dennis Farina. Had a budget of 20 mil and made 12 at the box office. So, Jackie, why Little Big League?
Okay. So Little Big League gets a bad rap because it came out at a bad time, but it is a perfect baseball movie. It is a perfect baseball movie. It is goofy, it's funny. But the actual baseball parts of it are very honest. Like it's not a bunch of actors like swinging like shit and like looking stupid. Like you can tell that whoever made this film, the people involved in making this film, loved baseball. You can tell that by the way just everything came out. And it's a travesty that it gets left off of almost every like top baseball movie list that I've ever seen. No one ever talks about Little Big League, and that's horrible. Shut up, Sam. It's horrible. It's a perfect baseball movie. And I think it gets a bad rap because it came out in 94, like you said. Do you remember the other baseball movies that came out around that time? Like The Sandlot came out around that time. Like Rookie of the Year is in that one. The Angels in the Outfield with that was like around that time. So like baseball was like in the zeitgeist. And then the last one to come up was Little Big League. So like people were done, I think, with baseball by then. And it was also the year of the strike, and that didn't help anything.
Also dealt with the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, but so I was doing some research about this today, and I've learned that the writer of this film actually intended for it to be about the Kansas City Royals.
Really?
Baloney? Yes. Yeah, I read that. But like, so once the director came on, he actually had his brother like finish writing the final script, so it has like the essence of the original script, but it's done by this other guy. So that's, I think, when it got changed to the Twins. It was probably just because the Metrodome was free.
I mean, that sounds like Hollywood. They're always trying to save money.
Yeah. So
one thing I did know about this was the reason the baseball looks so good in this film was when they had actor tryouts, they had them come in and try out baseball first without even doing any lines or any acting. They wanted to see who could actually play baseball before they even gave them the
and listen to this, Yumper. The guy who played the shortstop for the Twins was an actual active MLB player. His name was Kevin Elster, who was like a utility guy on the Yankees. I looked up. He's got a career 228 average.
Hit 4 bombs in a game before.
Yeah. And his rookie year was with the 86 Mets. So that's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, it's very impressive.
Come on. So I thought, and do you remember all of the Major League Baseball cameos in this movie?
Well, I mean, the most famous two are probably, the most famous three is Lou Piniella, Ken Griffey Jr., and Randy Johnson.
Yes, but there's many more than that. Ready? I did research. I have a list. Okay, so Ken Griffey Jr., Lou Piniella, Randy Johnson, Mickey Tettleton, Ivan Rodriguez, Sandy Alomar Jr., Alex Fernandez of White Sox fame, Wally Joyner, Dave Madigan, Lenny Webster, Paul O'Neill, Rafael Palmeiro, Dean Palmer, and Tim Raines all made cameos in that movie. And Chris Berman. And Chris Berman. And the guy that played the announcer for the Twins was the actual Twins radio announcer.
Oh, yeah. And what was his name on the movie? Like Wally something?
I don't remember. Wally something, yeah.
You also had the guy from the program as Jerry Johnson.
Yeah. Oh, that Jerry. See, and it tugs at the heartstrings when he has to let Jerry. Spoilers. When they release Jerry Johnson from the roster. Oh.
This movie's 31 years old, Jackie. If you haven't seen it, they should see it now.
They should see it. MLB Network kind of plays it off and on. Every time it's on, I'm like, oh, Little Big League is on.
So I remember when this movie came out, my cousin's brother well, through marriage, her brother wanted to go see this, and he was a baseball guy, and I didn't even know what the hell this was about, and we watched it, and I was like, wow. And yes,
did it steal your heart? Did it just?
It did not steal my heart. I actually to be honest with you, I liked the ending of it because it was something different.
Yeah.
It was something different, and I did like the baseball, and it looked a lot real. I'm a really, really big fan of realistic looking baseball, considering you two, we all played the game like competitively. And like I just hate when they use CGI for shit. It really annoys me.
Yeah.
For anything.
That Little Big Leagues baseball, like it's believable. It's honest. And I think everyone in this room has been on like a competitive baseball team, and just like the way that the guys interact with each other in the dugout and in the clubhouse, that is very true to how an actual team kind of operates. And it's just a great movie. And it's very quotable too. It's got little quotables.
It's got Center Field by John Fogerty.
It does, yeah.
You gotta have that.
Yeah.
That banger on the soundtrack. Got to.
Yeah. It's got that and Run Around Sue.
Yeah,
the other Run.
Class.
Actually, go ahead, Tom.
No, go ahead.
I just say I watched it today in preparation, so I'm like all on a Little Big League high.
I just remember the guy who played Mickey Scales with that big old wig on, dancing in the dugout.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So here are some things that I've did a little compository list here of people complained about for Little Big League. They said it was overshadowed by Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's a horrible movie. Rookie of the Year is a horrible movie. It's way too campy. It's way too campy.
Now, unironically, tomorrow in town, I don't know if you know that Thomas Ian Nichols has a punk band.
I did know that, actually.
They're literally playing at the Popcorn Festival in downtown Valparaiso tomorrow. So, yep, I'm going to try to get them on our show, and then we'll get you
awesome.
too, Jackie, and we'll tell them about the movie.
Yeah. Although it was just, I shouldn't say it's a horrible movie. It's not a horrible movie, but Little Big League is not even like they're not
in the same league. It's not in the same league. Exactly.
Like, I do still quote Little Rookie of the Year, like, you heat up the ice cubes.
Timothy Bus. The guy from Revenge of the Nerds is a power hitter. Yep. No,
he was, and he was in Field of Dreams, man.
Brian, I always say that my favorite Minnesota Twin is Danny Kincannon.
Here's
what
another
were some
one.
Of the other ones? Yeah.
So it says it failed to appeal to adult baseball fans. Was another. Too family friendly and sanitized.
What about when he got kicked out of the game for swearing at the umpire? Come on. And then he watched Night Nurses from Jersey. It was too family friendly. They were showing
Night
porn.
Nurses from Jersey.
Another victim of the Night Nurses from Jersey. On that note, it says jokes often fall flat. It didn't balance comedy and sports well. Poor pacing. It felt like a made-for-TV movie. I wonder if Baloney put that in there.
Made-for-TV movie.
So my big stark differences between I didn't really like Rookie of the Year. I didn't like when I saw it then, and I still don't like it now. I think it gets a lot more love because it's the Cubs. But to me, it was just stupid because like he fell on his arm. And I'm like, how the fuck does he? You still got to know how to pitch and throw the ball correctly. But that's just me.
Yeah, and like still like the stepdad or whoever like is super like villainy and like
yeah, I found the villainy part cheesy. That's why I found it funny. And the falling part, let's be fair, Yump. I mean, we're gonna talk about Star Wars. I mean, that's a total we believe in that, but we don't believe in someone falling on their arm and throwing. Okay.
That is correct.
That is correct. Her
PCA's
name is
mother.
Ashley Crow.
Yep, PCA's mom is in the film.
Oh, she is.
PCA
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she plays like the mom of Billy Haywood, and I didn't know that until like PCA was like already in like, he had been up in the major leagues for a while, and then I found that out. And being the fan of Little Big League that I am, I was just thrilled by that. That's a wonderful piece of trivia. Okay.
I mean, so a couple other ones are Luke Edwards' performance felt stiff to some critics. I mean, he's 12 years old, so
yeah. You know what? That one I'll give him that.
He was in Jeepers Creepers too.
Okay.
but it was not a
I-
very good movie, and the director's an asshole. Yeah, that's another movie I remember him in.
Okay. I don't remember from anything else.
And then villains and antagonists are weak.
The villain and the protagonist is the doubt within. That's come on.
What about O'Farrell?
on.
He was a bad guy.
Yeah, O'Farrell was a bad guy.
I love the fact that Dennis Farina's in the movie. That makes you laugh.
You what that?
That Dennis Farina's in the film.
Yeah. He was good in that one. He was good in that one. I don't know. I think they're all good. I think everyone should go to Apple TV and rent Little Big League tonight. For me.
I would agree. 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Of the 94, 93 films that came out, in my opinion, Tony, you could disagree with me. This is probably one of the better ones. I'd like Angels in the Outfield. Actually, I would consider Rookie of the Year probably the worst. And The Sandlot probably the best, with this one coming in maybe in a second place.
Okay.
Tom, what do you think? Oh, you're frozen. Okay.
He loves it. 10 out of 10. Best movie that came out. It's the American League. They have the DH. How hard could it be?
Rent in this account. Hey, I have a movie review tomorrow for another show I do, Baloney, and I rented the film, one of the films, because I wasn't going to pay like $16 to buy it. There's no hell in the way I was going to pay $16. Worst baseball movie? Yeah, Rookie of the Year is probably the worst baseball movie that came out that year.
That came out that year? That's where would you?
Well, between those 2 years, I mean,
okay.
between like Rookie of the Year, when we think of the kids' films, Rookie of the Year is probably at the bottom for me.
Really, I would put Angels in the Outfield at the bottom for me.
Oh no, I'd rather have that over. Or at least it had Christopher Lloyd in it.
Yeah, that's true.
And Danny Glover.
Wait, no, Danny Glover was in Rookie of the Year, right?
No, he's in Angels in the Outfield. He's the coach of the Angels.
Okay.
He's George Knox.
So who's the guy that's like Rosenbagger? Like, who's that guy?
I don't know. That's some actor.
Okay.
Oh,
you know what? I'm picturing it now. You're right. That's not Danny Glover. I was so sure for a second.
The only good thing about Rookie of the Year is Gary Busey as Chet Stedman.
I always, in the same way that I make a joke that my favorite Minnesota Twin is Danny Kincannon, I always say that my favorite Cub is Gary Busey.
He'll strike you out and eat a Salisbury steak.
Yeah.
The guy who played Martinelli was his name was Martinelli. Like that was the name of the manager for the Cubs. Albert Hall was his name.
Okay. Well, he was funny in that. Because I do say that all the time, like Rosenbagger. What do you call me?
My dream was to have my arm ruined and rebuilt so I could pitch. Tommy John. That's all you need.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
no,
you didn't
I
do
don't
it.
think you're gonna
Okay.
find much pushback, for at least from me. When Tony
Mhm.
gets back, I can ask him. But
Mhm.
this film definitely wasn't. This film wasn't bad. Brian says when Tony comes back, you guys should act like he spent the last 10 minutes running down the natural.
You weren't though, because I could hear you the whole time. So no, that didn't happen. I'm probably gonna disappear again. This reminds me of I'm probably gonna go here in a second. Here it looks like when there's more people in here, I keeps taking away my internet. I don't know why, but
It doesn't like you.
that's probably it. It's probably
Probably
it.
it.
Yep, you got me. Thank
Okay,
you.
Rookie of the Year. Not Rookie of the Year. Little Big League. Big thumbs up or thumbs down?
I like Rookie of the Year better
Why is that?
because I watched it a lot more.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing against Little Big League. This is a golden era back then. Like, I can't put one down for the other one up because what year did Rookie of the Year come out?
93.
And what did this come out? 94?
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm 11 and 12 when this comes out. So I wasn't like you, what you're saying, Yump, when you're like, his arm, he should throw straight. I was literally just like, he fell on his arm and he could throw for the Cubs? That's awesome. That's simple.
You know what's something
is it
crazy?
stupid?
I was like
Yes.
8 or 9 when Rookie of the Year came out, and I was thinking that.
That's what I mean,
It's
though.
like, what?
But you said you were worried about the show for 2 weeks, and look, we're having a great time, and I'm the one getting kicked out 5 times. Do I look worried? No. It's
Yes.
life, man. It's life.
Yes.
It's life.
Can I say one other thing that I liked about
Oh,
that
go
I
ahead.
didn't like that I did not like about Rookie of the Year is that
Please.
they made this mom out to be like this excellent softball player, and that at the end when she's like, float it. That's not how we throw. That's not how we throw.
Did you ever see
Okay, that's
the
fair. I
edited
like
version
that.
of
That's
that?
a good argument.
Did I ever see what?
The edited version of that?
No.
It's like the ending of his mom telling him float it, and that guy comes up to the plate and he hits a home run and says bye bye for Bobby. It's
That's
like
what
And
the
was-
I will literally
Float it.
speak though. The movie Little Big League was not VHS, just straight for TV movie. I remember this poster at the VHS.
the VHS.
I remember
store.
it too. Yeah, I remember it too at the VHS store. Down in the
Blockbuster
VHS
Hollywood
district.
Video.
Yeah.
But while Tony fights his internet, we have our segment of what's behind the VHS box that we're gonna give it for Jackie before she skedaddles.
Okay, I'm ready.
The bat, the beat fix pops. The bat, the beat fix pops. The bat, pop, the beat fix pops.
All right, Jackie, here's an easy one for you.
Okay.
All right. A young fighter from Philadelphia steps into the ring against impossible odds with a pounding soundtrack and sheer grit. He proves the biggest fight is against self-doubt.
Rocky.
Good guess. Yes,
Yay.
Rocky. 1976 is Rocky. So Jackie is
what?
1 for 1.
The thing that I probably wouldn't have known that unless you said it was when you said from Philadelphia. I'm like, I got it. I got it. Let's go.
Max, Sam was gonna guess Creed.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. But Miss Jackie, thank you so much for joining us. I know you have to
Welcome.
do some motherly duties. Do you have anything you want to plug or?
I am going to promote my friends at the All Sports Scene who are having their 100th show live at the Ramova Beer Garden on September 25th. It's free with an RSVP. And you know what? I just realized I shouldn't have said that because Sam's going to.
No, hey, the more
Oops.
publicity he gets, the better.
So anyway, come see my friends do their 100th show at the Ramova on September 25th.
Yes, me and the wife will be there.
Yay. I'll be there too.
Now, what am I
Sorry,
going to plug? How
Sam.
dare you?
Yeah, an ass plug. That's right.
All right,
All
Miss
right,
Jackie.
guys.
Thank you so
I'm gonna go
much.
get some dinner. You're welcome. It's nice to
Thank
see you
you.
guys.
Bye.
Happy 100 show.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. So one less person, Tone. Maybe you'll your internet will hold up
You're
for this.
good. What?
Uh,
Never mind. I was going to make a joke, but I won't. You know, I read this thing, honestly, that Keanu Reeves said, and it's going to help me on the show going forward. He said, if someone says 1 + 1 is 5, you just smile and say, sounds good, and keep it moving. And that's what we're going to do here.
Did you read that from Facebook? Because I read that today too.
I read it like a week ago. I think it was on one of the socials. It could have been Facebook, but it's a good thing to take.
Yes,
Because
it is.
It's a good thing.
So you said you like Rookie of the Year. Do you like Little Big League?
I do. I like, but I like it like a 12-year-old would like it. I wouldn't sit down right now if you came over to my house on a Friday night and say, let's watch Little Big League or Rookie of the Year. They're like nostalgia to me, and I like them for those reasons.
Okay. I was told there'd be no math. So that's the great zombie Jackie, who has come on our show a few times. She's defended some couple films before. So early guest too. She's on the Ass Cast, so check her out on Thursdays as well. She does some random appearances there. But our next guest is from the Bleacher Bunch Network, if I got that correctly. He is one of the co-hosts of the Bleacher Bunch, and the Sun Ranto show with Danny Rocket and Lyle. I don't know what the hell Lyle's last name is. Cotton, I'm sorry. Mr. Michael Cotton, aka Cubes fan.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's
Going
up?
well, my friend. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing a little better than I thought I would be because I went downtown and had a couple of pops, and then and then I actually had to run. It's like a mile from downtown. I had to run back to get here. But you know what? I'm glad I did because then I got to see the end of Jackie's defense of I didn't realize that she was doing Little Big League. That's a great movie. I personally love Little Big League. I mean, look, pitcher's got a big old butt. I mean, what are you gonna do? I think that's from that movie. I'm pretty sure.
No, it's for Rookie of the Year.
Oh, is it? Wait,
But-
are we doing
but-
Little Big League or Rookie of the Year?
She
She
did
was
Big
doing
League.
Little Big League. I said Rookie of the Year was awesome, but you met
Oh.
somewhere in the middle, so that's great.
I got confused.
Great.
Baloney
Never
says.
mind,
It's a
I like
party,
Rookie of the
you
Year.
man. This is a party. This isn't a
Baloney
karate.
says a couple, 2, 3 pops never hurt anybody.
Yeah. Well, So
Okay.
yeah, I mean it's Friday night. It's like
Hey,
happy
man.
hour.
We just appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day. I know you have a lot of stuff going on with you on your shows and your stuff. You write for us. You do all this other stuff. I mean, we got stuff tomorrow to do.
I am really happy to be part of the Sadistic Penguin family. Writing, doing the pod. It's fun. It's fun listening to this show. And I have to say, congratulations on 100 episodes. That's a big, big deal. It's really hard to get to 10, right? So like the fact that you made it to 100 is amazing. I don't remember 100 episodes on Sunranto. I have no idea. When we did 1,000, we were just fucking guessing. We're like, well, we've been doing it for like 12 years. We've probably done 1,000 episodes since we did like
That's amazing.
pre and post game of the entire pandemic season. I mean, that was 120 shows right there, just without even trying. So like we've done just a shitload over there. But the thing that people don't get, because we're part of the Bleacher Bunch network now, and we're trying to bring in more shows to do this. People are starting to realize it's hard. Like the fact that you guys have been able to keep this thing together and to keep putting it out and do the work that you do, that's what people don't get. These shows take work. They think, yeah, it's just a fucking podcast. Like we'll just jump on there, we'll chat, we'll do our thing. It'll be fun. No, that's not how it works. It's so much harder because even when you're doing something great like movies, you're watching a movie, it's fun. But then you have to actually make notes about the movie. You got to look it up. You got to figure some things out to talk about. You guys talk about like all the shit you're watching this week, news stuff. And then when you get into 10 movies in one episode, I'm like, you're fucking kidding me. There's no way I can get through 10 movies in literally 1 week. This is just not going to happen. So props to you guys for being able to put it together and to be able to put together a good show.
I've always worked better with somebody who we're kind of alike, but then we're also very different, which fills in all the blanks of what we need. So like me and Yump could clean house at like a movie trivia contest because he could fill in the blanks that I can't fill in, and I'll make sure I fill in the blanks that he can't fill in. And that's what's great about this show, It's great you're here, my man. It's good to see you.
Yes.
Great to see you.
Happy to be here. Like you said, you know what? All day at work, it sucks. It's Friday. It's the last day. You're just dragging. And then you're like, man, what the fuck am I going to do after work? And then I went down, like I said, like somebody called and like, yeah, go downtown for a little bit. And then I get to come home and do this, which let me get away from that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's like that little bit of like, yeah, I want to go out. I don't want to go out that long. I got shit to do tonight, man. I got to go.
I'm with you.
I am totally feeling that, Cotton. Like I'll go out for a little bit, but I eventually just want to come home.
Yeah. So, so this was perfect. Like I got to go out, I got to have a couple beers, and then I got to just say, hey, I got things to do. I'm going to be on a podcast tonight, So, and then they're like, podcast? What the hell? What's he even talking about? It's amazing to me that people still don't know what the fuck a podcast is. I've been doing one for 10, 11 years, and I fucking tell everybody all the time. And those same people are like, what are you talking about? Come on.
What is that you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what happens when you're as old as me, though. I got a number of years in you guys so far, and I think my era still doesn't understand how to make their phone work properly.
Yeah. I just know that I can really say, but yeah, to that. So Cotton, the movie you chose to defend is one of Tony's arch nemesis.
Ooh, even
Why did you say
better.
that? I never said that.
No, it's I've been looking forward to this one because Tony has some thoughts about 2017's The Last Jedi, and it's directed by Rian Johnson. It has starring roles of Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, and Oscar Isaac, with a budget of $200 million and a box office of $1.33 billion. So why this film?
Billion. That's ridiculous. Those numbers are fucking insane. Okay. The Last Jedi, except we lied. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. So Last Jedi comes out. They had just done The Force Awakens, and I think that was J.J. Abrams did that one.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, it was an okay movie, but it was just the Death Star again, right? Everybody was bitching about it because that's what Star Wars fans do. They don't fucking love anything anymore. They just hate everything. You can't do anything other than the first three movies. You can't even do Return of the Jedi. Fuck, so many people hate Return of the Jedi that it's insane. And I personally, I love those first three movies. They hit me at the exact right time in my childhood. I loved them. I grew up, I watched the prequels. They sucked balls because they are prequels, and that's just a problem. But then we move on to these, and honestly, The Force Awakens was not a great movie, but it wasn't a bad movie. It was just a movie along the lines of what we've done. It was fun. I got to see lightsabers again. I got to see a Kevin Smith reference where the janitor of the Death Star was like one of the main characters, which I loved. You know, that's starting to get into Inception shit where you're like, oh, I watched Clerks in 1993, and now here in 2015, the fucking Clerks joke is actually part of this movie. I thought that was amazing. But so I did enjoy that movie a lot. And then they made this next one, and everyone hated it. And I was so surprised. It blew my mind people hated this movie because I loved it. And I still love it. In my mind, this is one of the top 3 Star Wars movies. It's like Empire.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
3 and 4, maybe I could see 4, but not in the top. I mean,
no. In my mind, I've got Empire, I've got Rogue One, and then I've got this Last Jedi. Those are the best 3 Star Wars movies. They are on it. And then 4 is actually Star Wars. Star Wars is Star Wars is fine, but we're going to get into a little bit of that when I start to defend this movie because Luke Skywalker was kind of a pain in the ass in that movie. But what do you got? Yumper's like looking at me like, I want to say something.
No. That's one.
I got 2 Tonys. Tony's like, I'm coming at this dude so hard, I'm going.
That's what happened. It froze up. Last thing I heard was Rogue, and I'm granted, Rogue One's a great movie, but you're like Empire, Rogue One, and then I heard you say Sky, and then it went out, and then I started. Yeah, come on.
Well, the Last Jedi, that's the one. That's
Last Jedi is not a bad movie by any stretch or any means. I get what you're saying. Because the last one was a little nostalgic-y, where this one, they try to go, I think my problem was riding Luke Skywalker so much at his age. Mark Hamill, I love him to death. It was stale on that little mountainside. That was stale with the little bird, whatever. That was just
one
of it.
First off, there's humor.
It was a little Jar Jar-y. It was a little Jar Jar-y. Just a little Jar Jar-y.
Oh, no, never.
I'm just kidding. I was kidding. It's not that Jar Jar.
Jar Jar was ridiculous. I will say this movie had some comedy in it that I was not expecting. And honestly, when she shows up and she hands Luke Skywalker that lightsaber, and it's like this like intense, dramatic moment. We got Rey, we got the new Jedi, and we got Luke Skywalker and all this stuff. And he fucking throws that thing over his shoulder. I fucking fell out. I was laughing so hard. I admit I might have been the only one in the theater laughing, but I like cracked up. I was like, fuck yeah. Like he didn't give a shit. And I love that stuff. So like the humor in it was great, but here's the thing that Rian Johnson did. He took all that shit that everybody was talking about. He's like, yeah, we don't want the same old Star Wars movie. So let me give you a new Star Wars movie. We're going to fucking get rid of this prequel bullshit about fucking midichlorians and like the perfect person that comes along and the whatever the fuck, the prophecies. We're not doing that anymore. We're bringing the Force back to the people, baby. We're giving it to the people. Anybody can have the Force. And he went with that. People hated that, which was amazing because that's one of the things they hate about the prequels. And he nailed it. But the other thing about the movie that people may not have picked up on that first viewing, and I will say I went and recently looked to see like what people bitched about. A lot of people are coming back around on this movie. They're coming back around and they're going, oh, wait a second. This was actually better than I thought. I was just in the wrong mood for it at the time. But like he changed everything and also called back to a ton of shit in the old movies. Like it was amazing how he was sort of able to walk that line. So just as a filmmaker perspective, if you watch this movie and you think about the original trilogy and the things that he calls back to and how he works it into the story while also subverting everything, it was pretty impressive. I don't know. I really like that part. But let's see. I've got notes over here. I gotta look at here real quick. So first off, people.
That's what it was.
Yeah, no. So people like they just hated the whole Luke Skywalker thing. They're like, Luke Skywalker's a hero and he would never do the things that he said he would do. Luke Skywalker, go watch those movies. Luke Skywalker in Star Wars is a whiny little bitch. This dude was like, I want to go on adventures. I don't want to stay at the farm, Uncle Owen. Let me leave. And then he fucking gets to go on the adventure, and then he's like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. You know, then we're in the fucking second movie. We're in Empire. He's like, I need to get trained. A goddamn ghost just talked to me, which, I mean, he's following the advice of a ghost that he saw when he was fucked up on an ice planet. How are you going to... Look, I've been in the snow, and I've been fucked up, and if I saw a ghost, I would not immediately go, you know what? I better go to Dagobah. That's not what you do. You get your shit worked out. You figure that out. But he went to Dagobah anyway, and he found Yoda. And he's told that Yoda is the best, right? And yet this asshole's like, oh, you're too small. You're too green. You're like fucking Kermit from the Muppets. I'm not going to do this bullshit. Like, fuck you, Luke. You don't know anything. You're a moron. You fucking live in the desert and you've seen nothing. And yet now you're this fucking smart guy and you're like, oh, well, I don't think that Yoda can be the teacher. And then Yoda fucking just schools his ass for like months, I assume. I have no idea. It doesn't make any fucking sense, the timeline at all. But for months, I'm assuming Yoda is like teaching him shit. And he's still like, I can't do it, Yoda. I can't do it. And Yoda's like, that's why you fail, stupid fuck. I keep telling you, have a positive attitude and just fucking do what I say. We'll be all good. But no, Luke can't do that shit. And then everybody's like fucking blown away when here in the fucking 7th movie, they meet Luke again, and Luke's like this whiny little bitch. He's like, well, I don't want to fucking do it. I'm just sad, and I don't like the whole thing. Like, they were all mean to me. There's this one kid that I was trying to teach, and he was a pain in my ass. Guess what, Luke? You were Kylo Ren before Kylo Ren was Kylo Ren, dickhead. Except for Yoda's a better teacher, and he fucking took his time with you, right? But your dumbass, like, I might have to kill this fucker. What? What are you doing? Luke Skywalker is a whiny bitch, and he continued to be a whiny bitch when he became an old fucking man. And then when he got the fucking opportunity to fucking do something, he's like, I'm too late. I can't. So then he, whatever, does his force projection bullshit. Look, you may not like that. I may not like that. But it was fucking cool. It was cool. Like, I was watching this shit. I'm like, Luke's there. And then he wasn't there. And then I was like, this is weird. The only thing I didn't like about that whole thing was that he died afterwards. Like, he had a fucking heart attack or some shit. Like, again, Luke probably could have just gotten the fucking spaceship with Rey, flown his ass back there, and been sitting back there with Leia doing the exact same fucking thing, only he would have had Leia there to give him some fucking CPR or some bullshit when his heart gave out. So, look, if you don't like Luke in episode 7, you don't know who the fuck Luke Skywalker is, all right? And then, so let's move on. Wait, actually, you guys got anything to say about Luke Skywalker? You want me to tell you?
So
Now you wrapped it up.
the only thing I gotta say is that was one of the big complaints that fans made, and even Mark Hamill himself said he hated the way Luke Skywalker was portrayed.
Of course he did. He's a fucking older dude. He's like, I don't want to be a little whiny bitch. But that's who the character is.
What about Leia floating in space? Can you explain that to us?
I didn't like that either.
Okay.
I will say.
I
look,
will give you credit. See,
look,
I like the movie
movie's
more,
good,
you
but it
said
doesn't.
that.
It's not without its flaws.
Okay, every movie's got most movies got flaws. So I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the fuck she was doing. Like, nobody floats out into space, ices up, and then floats back.
Ices up.
It was the Force.
Yeah. But you know what? Every movie we watch has some fucking dumb shit that we have to fucking agree with just to move on with the movie. So, look, I will say, had I been making that movie, no fucking way she makes it out of that shit. She dies. She's dead as fuck. And then that brings Luke, I don't know. Maybe Luke comes back for the funeral. Who knows? It's a totally different movie. Because, in my movie, Leia has a funeral and there's a brunch, right? So I don't know if you want me making that movie, but Ryan Johnson was on it.
I like him as a director. I will give him he's a good director. I see his other movies, good stuff. I think, like you said, some movies, watching them and rewatching them, and you saying people coming around to it, I could see that.
Yeah, that was a weird thing, and I don't think that's up to the director at that point. That's written in the script that she fucking floats out into space and then floats back. Why? Nobody wanted that bullshit. But that's not on Ryan Johnson.
So yeah, actually it is. He had full creative authority for the film. Let me give you a couple more of these things that people have issues with before you get into more of your details, Cotton.
All right.
One of them was pacing issues. Another was Finn's storyline was underdeveloped.
Okay.
Another one was overly long runtime.
Okay, I can see that. Look, I mean, if you want to start bitching about overly long runtimes, you have a long list. Could this movie have been a little shorter? Absolutely. Could damn near 90% of every fucking movie we see anymore be a little fucking shorter? Yes. In fact, you know what you could cut? Leia's floating ass out of this movie
There you
completely,
go.
and you get like 2 minutes back
There
of
you
your
go.
life.
I like it.
Another was too many subplots.
Okay, so here's the thing: the subplots. This is not something that I was like thinking about exactly, but here we go. Subplots. Have you seen Empire Strikes Back? It's the greatest Star Wars movie there is. That's nothing but subplots. There's fucking Luke fighting a Wampa, right? He's out in the middle of nowhere. And then they get him back. They all
Those are
escape.
cool, but those are cool subplots, man. Those are cool subplots.
Hey, but
Cool
too many.
subplots.
That's all they're saying. Too many.
Okay, too
You
many.
got Luke and the Wampa. You got the Empire coming and finding them. They all get away. Now
They
Luke's
work.
split up. Luke's at Dagobah. They're at Cloud City. Now
Does
you
every
got fucking-
subplot in The Last Jedi pay off? Because the ones in Luke, the other movie does.
What,
right?
what was that?
The ones in Empire Strike Back, those pay off in the film. The ones in Last Jedi, do every one of them pay off in the next movie, or don't some of them stop?
No,
and
to be honest with you, one of the ones that kind of frustrated me about this film was you had a great actor like Benicio del Toro, and his character basically just gets away with selling them out. I thought there was gonna be more in his background of like, what's he gonna, and he just never shows up again. And like, it's like what the?
Okay, so that's part of the problem with this movie is that everybody bitched about it so much that then JJ took over again and he fucked up the third movie.
That's fair, because
Everybody's
Colin Trevorrow was supposed to direct it originally, and it was supposed to be again. Yeah,
But Ryan Johnson moved the story into a different direction. And I think that direction was a really good direction. It was moving the right way. But when everybody bitched about it, they went back to fucking like safety and like, let's bring back Emperor Palpatine, which is the dumbest shit. Like, you want to talk about a fucking whiny ass Luke Skywalker, whiny ass fucking Emperor Palpatine. I think he was a puppet. I don't know. I watched that movie a couple times, and I think he had a fucking arm up his ass. It was like this electronic arm that was shoved up his ass, and somehow he got forced. I don't know. I'm not trying to figure out that movie. This movie, though, I liked the subplots. So you get Poe. I think a lot of people didn't really like where Poe was coming from because I think they saw themselves in this shit. He was a fucking asshole. Like, he's this dude that is supposed to be the fucking hero, right? He's supposed to be like the Han Solo of it, and he's just this badass dude. But we find out that he's wrong. He fucking goes off script. Leia tells his ass what to do. He goes off script. He gets a bunch of fucking bombers destroyed and a bunch of people killed. They did destroy a big ass ship, and he's all excited about it because he got his fucking trophy. And Leia's like, yeah, good job, asshole. You killed a bunch of fucking people and you destroyed our bomber fleet. Nice. People don't like that shit. They don't like to see the guy. They're like, in that first part of the movie, they're excited. They're like, fuck yeah, Poe, you tell her, like, you go do your thing. And then you find out there's actual consequences. People don't like consequences. And that's what happened. All those fucking people died, and it was Poe's fucking fault. And then he wouldn't listen to the women. All right? This is a problem. Listen to the fucking women, because they knew they were the fucking in charge people. They didn't get there for DEI fucking purposes. That's not how this fucking shit works. They knew what the fuck they were doing. General Leia, she somehow got promoted from princess to general. I don't know how the fuck that works, but you have to be goddamn good if you're going from princess to general and you're in charge of this shit. Then Laura Dern is the person who takes over after Leia's in a fucking coma. She's like the champion of other battles. She knows what the fuck she's doing.
Dinosaurs before, man.
Right, but Poe's dumbass is over there just fucking ignoring everything. Now, I will say this. Leia and General Holdo, fucking just tell people what the fuck's going on. Look, I was in the army. This shit pissed me off when I was in the army. Motherfuckers like to think everything's secret. They're just like, we're not going to tell you what we're going to do. Tell everybody what you're going to do, and then guess what? Everybody going to do what you want them to do. When you fucking hide shit from them, then you get assholes like Poe, who's like, well, we got to do our own thing. So then they go off into the fucking space, and they go to the gambling planet, which I know people hate the gambling planet. I'm with you. Look, the gambling planet is not the best thing in the world, but this is 2017, people. We need to think about the social context of the world. The gambling planet is all the fucking rich assholes that just elected a fucking shitbag, right? They're all fucking assholes. They're all fucking running us into the ground. We're in 2025. We're fucking 7 years later, 8 years later, and these assholes are still doing this. That is a commentary on all that shit. All these fucking people are enjoying the fact that they have money and they're fucking keeping other people down. That's what that whole thing was about. And yes, kind of surprising for a Star Wars movie, except for Star Wars has always been about fascism and fucking classism and motherfuckers putting people down and keeping them down. That the first trilogy is about Viet fucking Nam. Like, just because you're a fucking idiot doesn't mean that everyone has to be a fucking
not everything's
idiot
gotta be
and
about
not know
Vietnam,
these things.
man.
No, he's about man.
Walter, nothing gotta about Vietnam.
But yeah, so he's making a point. Now, I will say those horse-like creatures, I personally I wish they were tauntauns. I would so much preferred them to be tauntauns. But I don't hate it. But then you bring in Benicio del Toro. I'm with you, Yump. He is a great actor. The thing I hate about it, again, it's story-wise. It's not the actor. The actor was great. That was the most lucky bullshit. That was some plot bullshit, right? That they get thrown into jail and he happens to be in the same cell. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. I didn't like that part of it. But he figured it, the voice tick they gave him. My guess is that Benicio del Toro brought that in. He's like, I'm going to do the voice thing. And it was annoying. But whatever. Benicio del Toro is a fucking artist. And I'm just going to go with that, what that guy wants to do, because he's probably right. Like, most of the time, that kind of annoyed me. But then they get into the thing, and then Benicio del Toro starts laying fucking truth bombs on these people. Your heroes are the bad guys. They're fucking supplying TIE fighters to the Empire. They're supplying X-Wings to the rebels. They are the true evil people. We got the Empire and the rebels fighting against each other, but the reality is, you got all those assholes fucking down there gambling and watching horses or whatever they are. I don't know what they were. But those horse animals running around, they're the ones fucking everyone. And that's what Benicio del Toro's point was. And later on, when they all get caught and he's like, yeah, fuck you, I'm taking the money. That's just driving that shit at home, right? It's like, yeah, you might be worried about somebody's life. You might be worried about the future of the universe. You might be worried about horse creatures. You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about a couple of bucks. I got a couple of bucks from this asshole, and you're busted. I'm leaving. See you later. I'll be at fucking Margaritaville in the Keys somewhere listening to fucking Jimmy Buffett and just jerking off at a bar stool or some bullshit. Like, I don't know what the fuck that guy was doing, but yeah, he just disappeared. But then we do get an amazing lightsaber battle. You have to admit, that's a good fucking lightsaber battle with Kylo Ren and Rey fighting together against the red dudes. Like, everything's red and they're
that was another complaint. The
battle.
Snoke being killed so soon without an explanation. People complained about that.
Well, so here's the thing. I think Ryan Johnson was like, fuck you, JJ. Snoke? What the fuck's a Snoke? Nobody wants a Snoke. And they killed Snoke. I was like, fuck yeah, kill Snoke. I like when movies do things you do not expect, right? So like, yeah, you see Snoke and you're like, oh God, Snoke is like the new emperor. He's going to be around. He's going to do his thing.
That was my problem with the movie. Like, why build something up to bring them down and then that's it? Like, this is
Baloney can correct me if I'm incorrect here because he's more the Star Wars guy. But from my understanding, is Snoke can clone himself, and that's what everybody was speculating after this movie ended. That Snoke was just one of his clones, and he would be back for the third one, but like he doesn't come back.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, so if you don't remember the actual scene, it was a pretty brilliant scene. Snoke is sitting there going, Kylo knows who his true enemy is, and Kylo is going to kill his true enemy. And Kylo is acting like he's going to kill Rey. But in his mind, he's thinking, I'm going to kill my true enemy. That was brilliant because Snoke, as smart and fucking fancy as he was like the dickhead stepfather that nobody wants. He was an asshole constantly to Rey, or not Rey, but Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren's he's doing nothing but everything. He killed his fucking father for the guy, for God's sake. And then he tried to kill his fucking mother. Should have killed his mother, but plot device, whatever the fuck that was. But whatever. He killed his fucking parents, right? And this asshole is still like, you're still not good enough. Fuck you, dude. And then he wipes his ass in half. I loved it.
Was he good enough at the end of the day?
Yeah, well, then they fought, and at that point, like you're thinking to yourself, "Fuck, Kylo Ren might actually be good." He just cut it. He just cut the fucking. Imagine if Darth Vader had cut the Emperor in half in Empire. That would have been fucking amazing. But then we wouldn't have gotten this movie, so maybe it wouldn't have been amazing because I love this movie.
See, I'm I like bad guys. Okay, so like I like new bad guys. So like you're right, bringing back Palpatine in the third one wasn't the best move. Wouldn't you rather had Snoke instead of him?
No, not at all. Snoke was
what?
Snoke.
So let's resurrect. Okay, all right.
Snoke. No, I wanted Kylo Ren. I wanted Kylo Ren to be the bad guy.
Kylo Ren? The guy from Marriage Story?
They made him the bad guy in the first sequel, right?
Okay.
Let's killed both of his fucking parents, as far as he knows.
Does Kylo Ren give you the same vibes as Darth Vader? No. Palpatine? No. So why was he ever going to be a big bad guy to scare people? Well, that was never going to happen.
To be honest with you, when he first came out,
the feeling of Vader.
But when he first came out, he was kind of badass before he took off his mask.
Well, there we go. Before he showed his
because
face.
they try to show his like human side, but before like the part where he stops the blaster and
cool.
I thought it was pretty badass when he first came out.
Dude, he was bad. And then in this movie, and I will say this will be up to interpretation, but Snoke gives him shit, talks shit to this dude, and he's like, you're a little child wearing a fucking mask, which I thought was amazing because he's like basically just taking this whole Darth Vader thing, which Darth Vader kind of had to wear his mask or he's going to die or something. And but Kylo Ren didn't need that shit. And he's like, you're a child. You're play acting as Darth Vader. Like, grow the fuck up and get rid of your mask. And then he goes and he busts his mask up, right? And then he's got no mask the rest of the time. Look, that's the thing. Like, people don't get, like, he got rid of the mask because Snoke gave him shit about it. He is also a whiny little bitch. He is exactly like Luke Skywalker.
That should have been the name of the movie series. Whiny little bitch. Sounds like that should have been the name of the movie series.
The last whiny little bitch. That's exactly what it should have been. But yeah, but he's just like Luke Skywalker. He's a fucking little whiner that just keeps wanting more, and I can't have it, and I want to be this, and it's annoying as fuck. And I'm with Snoke in the whole thing that, like, yeah, you're being a child wearing a mask, looking like an idiot. Just fucking be yourself. And then Snoke got his shit because once Kylo Ren was himself, he cut Snoke in half. And I was like, damn straight. Let's do that.
So last thing I have for you, Cotton.
Okay, wait. Last thing. In defense of that shit that they did on Crate, where the speeders are cruising out there and it's kicking up, it's all white, so it looks like Hoth. Everybody thinks it's Hoth, but then it's kicking up and it's red. That's some good fucking filmmaking. That shit looked good. Like, great. Regardless of whether you hate this movie, you can't look at those scenes and go, these are terrible scenes. You know what was terrible about those scenes? Finn and Rose are not fucking pilots. There's no fucking possible way that a janitor and what was she, a maintenance person, is going to go jump in this fucking ship and go attack anybody. They can't do it. That shit pissed me off. But at least when they did it, it looked fucking awesome. And it really did. And then they had those crystal dogs. First off, dogs, awesome. Crystal dogs, double awesome. Like, I'm telling you, you're missing out on this movie. This movie is fucking great. And then the final part of the movie, the little kid is just sitting there and he looks over at the broom and the broom pops into his hand because that little kid has the Force, because you don't need midichlorian bullshit. You don't need to be a Luke Skywalker. You don't need to be part of this overall special group of people. You don't need anything. You just need to be a little kid with a good fucking imagination who looks at the broom and that shit pops into his hand, because I can tell you right now, my broom pops into my hand. When I was a kid, shit, everything popped into my hand. Everything. I had a Force for days. I was all over. That kid was awesome. I loved it. So, look, that's my defense of this movie. Got a lot of shit when it came out because it subverted everything that happened in the 7th movie, but people forget that they hated that movie. And then it gets more shit because they didn't continue along this line. They could have done some really cool stuff off of the storyline built in The Last Jedi.
That was a very passionate defense. I was laughing pretty hard.
That's not alcoholic, by the way. I've been cooling it since I was downtown.
I've been cooling it.
One thing you did kind of touch on, another thing I was going to tell you that people hated was the Rose Tycho character. You kind of touched on that with the Finn.
Yep.
They thought it was horrible.
Yeah, that's because they're racist misogynists. I mean, that's just the way of the world. And here's the thing. Most people, I believe with all of my heart, most people don't give a shit. But the people who will go into a fucking internet bullshit to complain, yeah, they're racist and they're misogynist. She happens to be an Asian woman. That's double the fucking target on her back. And if they don't like something, that's what they're going to attack. The same way that they attacked Finn for being a black man. Like, that's some bullshit that no movie can do anything with. You just put it out there as best you can. I honestly liked the Rose character because Finn was still like, I got to get the fuck away. Like, he was trying to escape. She found him and she's like, you're a hero. And we believe in heroes. And she's the one that brought him back around. And then in the end, and this is another plot line that just gets dropped, she fucking stops him and she says the way we're going to win this is not through violence, it's through love. And that is a great fucking message, right? We're not going to win this whole thing just by hating the other side. And just fighting. It's about loving each other and bringing up the best parts of us, right? That was her point in this movie. She was the moral compass of the whole movie, and nobody really got it, right? because they don't want to be fed their morality by a small Asian woman. Which, by the way, is fucking stupid because I have heard from a long line of people throughout history, small Asian women, smart as fuck.
Did you know? I just looked this up. They're making a new Star Wars film called Star Wars: New Jedi Order, and it's written by George Lucas.
Yeah, that'll be fucking great.
It's set 15 years after the last one.
And here's the thing about the original trilogy that people don't even fucking realize. Like everybody's like, oh, George Lucas made the original trilogy. It was the greatest goddamn trilogy that they ever made. And they're not really wrong. It's a great 3 movies. I fucking love that shit. But George Lucas didn't write all that shit by himself. He wrote it, and then a whole bunch of people said, hey, George, you're full of shit. We need to do it this way. And then it became a great goddamn movie. He had a great idea, but the details of those movies were helped a lot by his wife, by Catherine Kennedy, by who's the guy that directed? I think there was another dude that directed Empire, right? So somebody else directed Empire. All of these creative minds coming together are what made those movies great. George Lucas had a wonderful idea, and then everybody together worked to make them what they were. They were great. And then we get the prequels, and that's just straight up George Lucas. And George Lucas should be working for Pixar. He just wants to make children's movies. And that's all that shit was. And they were terrible. They would have been great if they weren't Star Wars movies and if they were just cartoons.
Well, you're absolutely right. Can't disagree with that.
Did I change anyone's mind?
I think so.
I
think so.
The Last
I would
Jedi?
hope so.
I think so.
The person who directed Empire Strikes Back was Irving Kershner.
Oh yeah. And then, what about Kasdan? Did he write it? Lawrence Kasdan? Or maybe he did.
Are we going through
Jedi.
all the Star Wars here?
Maybe he did Jedi.
Because I'm not a Star Wars guy. I just, I like Last Jedi's good. But when you start talking about George Lucas in the beginning and stuff, you're starting to put me to sleep like the end of the Last Jedi.
Sam Reeves, I hate the Last Jedi even more after this. Yes. Here's the thing. I'm coming in hot, baby. I'm not coming in fucking milquetoast bullshit. You're either gonna hate me, you're gonna love me. There won't be
sticking around. Are you sticking around for our next one? Or are you leaving? What are you doing?
I'll hang out. I got nothing better to do. Obviously, I was downtown. I ran a mile back to be a part of this shit, so I may as well fucking just.
All
right. Before we go to our next guest, though, we have to do our back of the VHS box with you.
Ooh.
So
okay.
You're gonna get.
I have to ask. This sounds to me every time I hear it, because I only listen to podcasts. I don't watch this. I listen to the podcast. It sounds like Betamax box.
No, it says back of the box, VHS box.
Okay, in my old ass, I'm like remembering Betamax. I'm like, is this really Betamax box? Like, I don't know, man.
Here we go.
You guys.
The bat, the Vita Fix Pumps. The bat, the Vita Fix Pumps. The bat of the Vita Fix Pumps.
Sorry about that, Cotton. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
Okay, here we go. After being bitten by something strange, a teenager discovers he can climb walls, sling webs, and fight crime, all while trying to survive high school.
Good Lord, really? Come on, you got something better than that.
Oh, you want a hard one? Okay.
Yeah, come on. That was Spider-Man. Fucking, when you said a teenager got bit, I was like, this is either Spider-Man or American Werewolf in London. That was it. Like, I already knew what the answers were going to be.
All right. What about this one? Oh, we can't do that one because we're actually doing two detectives, polar opposites in impairment and style, get stuck together on a case that spirals into mayhem. Explosions, chaos, and wisecracks are the only constants as they both fight criminals and each other.
Tango and Cash, baby.
Ooh, Lethal Weapon.
Ah, damn. It was called same era. Same
Oh,
era,
I
but
thought it was Teen Wolf. But that was probably one of the best in defenses we had, and it was just you ranting for like 20 minutes.
but you know what? I mean,
It was like 40.
Yeah, 40
look, I'm coming in like I said, look, I have opinions. People hate this movie, and I've never understood it. Like, and I will tell you, this happened right after the Trump election, and if you don't agree with me politically, I don't give a fuck. I was pissed. And this movie, watch it with the idea that Trump had just fucking won the election and all the shit that this movie is saying, it fucking hit me in the feels. Like, and I saw this on Christmas Day because my family, we used to go to either a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie on Christmas Day every year because they were always out. And I had, these young kids that wanted to see these movies. So we would always go out on Christmas Day and we'd go see these. I saw this on Christmas Day, 2016 or 17, whenever the fuck it was. And I was really happy with it because it didn't give me anything that the old movies were giving me. It was giving me something completely different, which is what I always want when I go and see a movie. And then also, it was tapping into the zeitgeist of what was happening in politics at the time, while also making tons of callbacks to the original trilogies that like people didn't get. Like it's wonderful. Sorry, I'm gonna make this fucking show go like 3 hours.
No, you're not. I worked hard today, and I can't have it go that long, man. No, let's keep it going. We got to keep the ship rolling.
Yeah.
All right.
No, good stuff though, Con.
I did not have any pops, so
Our next guest is from the famous Chicago Sports Bums. He's a part of the crew that we actually did a remote show at the Wiener Circle, our first remote show with the other three bums at the time. Wait, was Dougie there? I can't remember. I think Dougie was there. Mr. Peter Fonseca, aka Baloney.
Hello, salud, gentlemen. Congrats on 100.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Dougie was not there.
Rant?
It was
Okay,
great.
Dougie
I don't know how I'm going to follow that up. Mr. Cubes fan, Mr. Cotton, that was impressive. I'm going to have a couple, 2-3 more pops to try to defend my movie about stealing DVD players, which is a little bit lower in seriousness. But I mean, Star Wars. I love Star Wars.
Hold on, stealing DVD players. I'm intrigued. That should have been back in the VHS box. What?
Yeah.
So, Baloney, your film is the 2001 The Fast and the Furious, directed by Rob Cohen, it stars Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, and it has a budget of $38 million and a box office of $207 million. So tell me why family deserves to be liked more.
Hashtag family, silver chain, cross on it. I just think this movie, compared to all the other ones, was a lot more grounded. It's obviously the franchise or the movie that kicked off a $7.4 billion franchise. And we could talk about how goofy they got, especially after the first couple. Obviously, they sent Ludacris to space. We're talking about, Princess Leia in space. Ludacris was in space in a hoopty with Tyrese.
It would have been awesome if Ludacris would have just pulled up and pulled her in the passenger seat.
Imagine that with a little cucaracha horn. But this movie is more about the street racing culture at the time. I was a junior in high school in 2001. I've actually had in my life 2 of the cars that are in this movie. Obviously not as souped up, but I had a 1995 Volkswagen Jetta in nice condition, kind of like the one Jesse drives. Jesse drives a white one. Mine was mint green. And then I had a 2001 Civic with the rims, with the coffee can muffler, with the spoiler, with the lights. I thought I was in LA. I thought I was street racing in LA, but we were down Pulaski and Archer.
Was it because of this movie?
I always liked my family, my dad's side of the family. They were always into cars. I'm not that much of a gearhead, or I'm like, I'll fiddle with things. I change my oil and stuff like that. But I was never really a gearhead. But I like those cars. So when I got the opportunity, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy one.
Did you prefer Vin Diesel's car or the souped up like newer cars?
So I liked Vin Diesel's. So throughout the entire franchise, Vin Diesel drives American muscle cars. But in this movie, his first like showing, he shows up in an import, and he only drives it for like half the movie, or I mean, until the very end of the movie. I was never into the American muscle cars, except for like old school Camaros and Mustangs, which were everybody loves them at the time. But I like the Hondas, I like the Nissan Skylines, I like those type of cars.
Well, Vin was scared of that car.
Yeah, he literally said he was scared of that car. It was his daddy's car.
So, Baloney, some of the critics and fan complaints of this film, I'm going to give you a couple of them here. Style over substance is one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Too reliant on car porn.
Car porn.
Nothing
Poor
wrong with
acting from some supporting cast.
I will say the acting in this movie leaves a lot to be desired, but that could be said about the entire franchise. Nobody's going into these movies thinking they're going to see. It's not Glengarry Glen Ross.
It is. No, I'm just kidding. It's a fun movie, man. I mean, it's a lot of fun. And do you like all the other ones too? I mean, have you seen all the other ones?
I do like. Yeah, I've seen them all. I like them all for what they are.
Yeah,
they're fun. If they're on TNT and I'm watching the kids and you can just let it run and be on your phone. Don't really have to pay attention. You get a one-liner from The Rock or Vin Diesel every once in a while. That's fine. But no, I'm not like ingesting them like I'm thinking they're like the best movies ever. I just like them.
My Marvel universe.
Yeah, that being said, I mean, we talked. You guys talked about subplots. There's literally no subplots in this movie. It's one plot. It's Brian O'Connor trying to figure out who's stealing DVDs.
Stealing? And the idea that it's too much car porn. There was no car porn until these movies came out. Like car porn had died in the early 80s with like the last Burt Reynolds movie. Like
Herbie the Love Bug.
This revived car porn.
It was this movie and Gone in 60 Seconds. They came out within I want to say 6 months of each other, maybe a little closer, but they were right around the time where it's like those two movies came out, and then a lot of other people were like, hell yeah, make more car movies.
Yeah, and I'm with them. Car movies are kind of awesome. Like even if they don't have good plots, they're kind of awesome.
Yeah, but like I mentioned, they kind of lost the plot when they started pulling safes around Brazil, and The Rock showed up, and John Cena showed up, and a bunch of other things.
So one of the things that resembled with me with this film, because I spoiler, I don't think the original Fast and Furious is bad. I don't care too much for the second one, but I actually like the third one's probably my favorite one of all the series, and that was actually I think released on DVD before even. But one thing that resonated with me was that I saw a lot of Point Break kind of tones with this film.
Totally gonna say that,
and that kind of got because I love Point Break. I know Tony, you like it.
Oh, great.
But that's what I kind of saw with this film, and that's why I liked it. But in terms of acting, man, me and my brother and other people always make fun of the way Vin Diesel would hold his beer like this.
Yeah, from the top.
Yeah, 2, and then when he goes Nas, we always laughed at that. The acting is very, very bad.
The acting is very bad. That's why they pay you the big bucks, Yump. I never even put the correlation between Point Break in this movie, but they're there. That is there's some similarities there, especially with the whole gang and what if you want to compare Paul Walker to Keanu or whoever.
Watch them back to back. They're the same movie.
Yeah, I never really put 2 and 2 together. That's awesome.
Both are awesome.
Yeah, and cool thing is Paul Walker did most of his driving scenes here. I mean, and stunts, which we knew Paul Walker was a driving enthusiast, even up to killing him over it. Yeah. And it's loosely based on a Vibe magazine article about street racing.
Racer X. I remember that.
Did you read? So you read the article?
Yeah. So it was a Vibe article. There was also like, I want to say like MTV True Life, I'm a Street Racer or something like that. There was a couple things that they based the movie off of. But at the time, street racing was getting crazy popular, especially in LA, but all over the country. There's, every major city had like a hot spot where there was some street racing going on. I talked about I know my uncles used to go to Doty's in like the south-ish suburbs, but then also like all over the like the stockyards, and then all over Pulaski where all the like trucking companies were. People would race back there all the time.
Soundtrack was really good. Got some good songs on it.
Yeah, there was the soundtrack, especially that first one. It had a little everything. It had some new metal, it had some rap. I think Ludacris was on that soundtrack before he was actually in the movies. He just had a song on there.
Rolling, keep rolling. That was good.
And actually, so the funny thing is, Ja Rule's in this film. No, he's in the second one, right? Ja Rule's in the second one, and he was supposed to be like a big, character going forward. And Ludacris, he wanted more money or something like that, and they said no, we'll just take Ludacris, and Ludacris basically made a career out of it.
Yeah, he was in all the rest after the third one. But ja Rule was in this one. Ja Rule was in
Ja Rule, okay.
He had that terrible scene where he just screams Monica.
Oh yeah, but then she dumps him.
Yeah, for losing a race.
That's not one thing that really annoyed me was like after he gets done, he's like, "I almost had you." Like, who the fuck says that? Like, who talks like that? That's the part was like, okay, that made no sense to me. Like, I almost had you. Like, nobody talks like that in real life. Like, come on.
A lot of it didn't make any sense. I mean, at the end, the undercover cop just gives the keys to Dominic Toretto, and he says, "All right, go away." But all that being said, it's still one of the movies I could just pop on and kind of just enjoy for the longest.
And that's what I think is the best thing about the Fast and the Furious in general. It's just those movies that you can, like, when I'm doing work, I can throw them on the side and have them on. I did try to watch not the last one, the Fast and the Furious, or Furious and Fast, whatever, for the fourth one. That movie's really bad, but I had it on the background. I was watching it. I saw that in theaters. So I think I've seen every Fast and the Furious in theaters.
Ooh,
which is I don't know why. I just go see them.
Hey, they're fun on the big screen, even better.
For the longest time, my wife would go with me, and then I think after like the sixth or seventh one, she's like, "All right, man, you're on your own. Like that's enough's enough." I think between the Hobbs and Shaw movies and everything, they're up to like 11.
Huh?
Yelper declared bankruptcy after Fast X. Basically. But yeah, for this film, there's some other complaints there's police elements, cliche. I mean, it's a film. I don't really worry about that one. Over flashy editing. I don't know why people complain about that. Underdeveloped characters.
It's stupid.
Yeah. Poor acting, we saw that already. Critics saw it as brainless entertainment. And now I will say that is a big thing among critics. When we had Richard Roper on, he hated this franchise. And like he's like, I don't mean to be picking on them, but it's so bad. He goes, just movie making just to put money. He goes, it's just so there's all this style over substance is what he always said. So I think that kind of resonates with a lot of critics.
I will say I don't have the quote up, but like I'm pretty sure I remember Roger Ebert gave it a decent. He wasn't raving about it, but I think it was a pretty decent review from Ebert.
I'm pretty sure Roper probably hated it, but I can look that up. Tone, any questions?
No, I'm just over here thinking of like the Last Jedi characters and the Fast and Furious characters swapping. So like Ludacris is floating in outer space because he passed away, and Leah's like in that movie, something along those lines. That's just where I'm at.
Although it would have to be Paul Walker, right?
Well,
Paul
I was trying to be.
Well, he's not dead though. In the series,
that's what would be funny. I mean, you're picking the right character. I guess. They're playing that song. What's the one where he's like waving and they're doing the montage at the end? I'm really gonna miss you. What's that song?
Oh, I thought it was that song where the guy plays the guitar riff.
Oh, let's see you again, Tony.
Yeah.
See you again.
That'll be playing, but he'll be floating in outer space like Last Jedi. Yeah, that'd be
Although-
going real well.
If we do want to do the Star Wars crossover, I think this movie would play much easier with the Phantom Menace and the pod
There
racing.
we go.
If we had like Dominic Toretto pod racing, and now this is racing.
Yeah, you know what? They redid Point Break for the first movie. All the Fast and the Furious movies should just be remakes of other movies. And yeah, you could do a whole pod racing movie. That would be amazing.
I love it.
So you guys know, Maloney, Ebert gave it 3 out of 4 stars.
There we go. Not
Did
bad.
you know they were talking a crossover? I think Tony, we mentioned this before on
With Jurassic Park, right?
show. Yeah, with Jurassic Park. They're talking a crossover with Jurassic Park for the Fast and the Furious.
That would have been something. I mean, don't get
It
me
would just
wrong.
been like the T-Rex chasing them.
Never
The other
say
8
never.
movies, there were no dinosaurs, but now they're
between
dinosaurs.
between all the franchises and streaming and stuff like that, it might not have happened yet, but it might happen.
What? Okay, so what franchise would you like it to cross over with? Like we've talked about Star Wars, talked
Mad
about
Max.
Oh, what if at some point they do like a Rogue One, but it's just Fast and the Furious that is the lead-in to the original Mad Max movie?
I like it. That guy who works at Ford who builds like the first hot rod, it like is like really early, like a connection before the first one.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari. That was a good movie. No, that film was Gone in 60 Seconds, Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had mentioned that earlier too. The Gone in 60 Seconds was around the same time. They were. I mean, I don't know what people are going to these movies for if they think that like, oh, I was hoping to go see Godfather, but I chose a Vin Diesel car movie and it wasn't Godfather. Like, shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
So I'm not gonna lie. The reason I go is because to see how much more ridiculous these. I mean, and I want to hear the family line. The family line is like become a big meme. It's big. We're always doing family.
Say
And
the
it just-
line.
Yeah, it just makes me laugh. But I do not like how they keep Paul Walker's character alive, and they have to keep talking about him. Like I could care less about Paul Walker's character, to be honest with you.
His 2 brothers are now in the series. Basically, just they're doing the, like all the CGI with it and stuff. Like it just, they could have ended it and
Let's just kill him.
don't have
like
to.
who cares.
Don't have to rehash it.
But so sell this movie to somebody, Baloney. Sell it to somebody that has never seen the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I think if you're just looking this, it's not that long of a movie. I don't know the runtime. I would say close to an hour and a half. It's just something if you want to be entertained, you don't really have to pay attention all that much. There are some decent scenes. You talked about the over editing and the complaint about it. I remember at the time the scenes with the NOS where they hit the button and like the engine flares up and you see the spray and the wheels turn and stuff like that. At the time, I'm like, that was pretty cool. Maybe now it's not as good, but yeah, I think it's just like an easy watch if you're looking to, spend some time, kill some time.
And it has Michelle Rodriguez in her prime.
And Jordana Brewster.
Yes. And it has the guy Vince. I forget his name. He's in a lot of movies.
16-year-old Baloney was a big fan of Jordana Brewster.
To be fair, every character in that show was in their prime. Like that was like,
Yeah.
let's just show them all with their shirts off, like as much as we possibly can, and then we'll write some dialogue for them and put them in fast cars.
I'd like to count how many just on college campuses in 2002 DVDs of the Fast and Furious there were, because at Ball State there was at least 750. I think I seen every single place I went and someone had a copy of it. So
I would guess that there's a ton of people watching it now. Like I don't think that the original Fast and the Furious has fallen off. I don't think people talk about it that much because there's 11 other ones after it. But I think that original still gets watched.
This movie came out 24 years ago.
It's crazy.
Yeah, makes me feel old. Like I was in high school.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I will say about people in their prime, it wasn't actually the third one, the one that they're in Miami. Cole Hauser from Yellowstone. He has a prominent role as the bad guy in it. And I remember watching that, and at the time I'm like, man, who is this guy? He's pretty good. He did a couple other things, a couple
Higher
big
Learning.
roles. Yeah, Higher Learning. But then when he was in Yellowstone, I'm like, oh shit, there's this guy again.
Oh my god.
I was 8. Oh my god.
Yeah, Sam is just too young. So the funny thing is, the film's original title was Red Line, and Vin Diesel almost turned down the role of Dominic Toretto. That's something else I read. So this one, Bologna, I don't think you're gonna get a lot of flack about it. I think, like I said, this film doesn't really get hate on it. I think it's just a series as whole, just kind of because they're just shelling them out for money. Now, I will say though, the newer ones, not the one where they go to space, but the newer villain, the Jason Momoa villain, is actually very, very hilarious. His character is good, so that kind of makes me want to watch what happens in the last movie.
Maybe they can cross him over with the DCU because Jason Momoa, I think, is going to be. Isn't he going to be Lobo?
Yeah,
Lobo.
Yeah.
You could reveal that he's Lobo, and then I don't know.
Kills Dom.
Dom helps Batman build a new Batmobile.
Yeah. Well, John Cena's already in there. We can have Peacemaker.
he's dead,
No, we bring him back as Peacemaker.
There we
He
go.
dies.
No one's really dead in this franchise.
Oh, they're supposedly
Except
going to
for
bring
Paul
back
Walker.
Gal Gadot. Apparently, I don't know how
They're bringing back they've brought back like a bunch. Like they brought back
Han.
Han. Yeah,
Oh my
like they
God,
brought
yeah,
back a bunch
Han.
of people.
Dude, that's crazy. They brought back Han because he's in Star Wars and not even
Yeah,
in
there we
these
go.
movies.
True. Very true.
No thanks to you, Kylo Ren.
You guys should talk off air about your Star Wars via text, because Baloney, I know Star Wars is up your alley.
So,
But
Cotton was cooking. I was watching that intently. I was like, this is awesome.
did you like that movie when it came out?
Well, nope, I hated it. I'm sorry. I really think you guys talked about Snoke a little bit. I thought he was meant to play a more prominent role. The rewrites, you could tell, were like noticeable between the last 3 movies, basically. But the whole, how they tossed Palpatine at the end, like that wasn't supposed to happen. I think they just panicked and threw a Hail Mary, and people are gonna be like, oh yeah, people are gonna like the Palpatine thing, and I'm like, what the hell is this? They should have just kept Snoke.
Yeah. Or literally, honestly, the problem, if you're gonna have a problem with the original trilogy, is that like Darth Vader's a good enough villain. We didn't actually need the Emperor, but
Where was Salacious Crumb in all of this? That's really what I want.
Oh, he died on the
barge?
the boat.
the sail barge.
But
barge?
did he?
That is true, because
Did he?
Rebo.
Max Rebo got away.
Yeah. So I don't know. He could still be alive.
If I could do anything in the Star Wars universe, that's the movie I would direct. The Salacious Crumb
Salacious
Origin
B. Crumb.
story.
Awakening?
I like that.
Liar.
Salacious B. Crumb. The B stands for badass or something.
Yes.
So Baloney, we're gonna do the same thing we did with our last 2 guests. Is the back of the VHS box with you?
Okay.
And then we're gonna bring on our last guest. Did you want to stick around for that?
I'm gonna put my kids to bed, so I wish I could hang out with you guys. You guys know I love talking to you. It's been too long, to be honest. Tony, I feel like we got some Oasis to talk about. I'm inviting.
Oh, we got
myself
some
to
Oasis to talk about. I'm gonna hit you up. We're gonna get
I'm
together.
inviting myself to Tony's. I'm
Real
slutting
quick, I'll
myself
tell
out.
you this. This is a true story. Are you ready, Baloney? Real quick. It was the year What's the Story Morning Glory came out. All I did was ask my aunt, please, can you get me What's the Story Morning Glory for Christmas? I open it up and she gets me the CD single for Some Might Say, another song off the album. I was so furious, but we could talk all day long. We'll talk.
CD
soon.
single's still good though. Those
It
came
is.
in valuable.
They did.
$1.99, sometimes 99 cents.
They did.
I used
Real,
to
like
buy
the
a bunch
real
of
thin
CDs there.
case,
Yeah,
thin
yeah.
case. Yeah.
But yeah, I wish I could talk to Sam. I really wish I could talk to Sam. Although I feel like
Baloney's self-importance, so it keeps
we talk multiple times a week. But no, hit me with the back of the DVD.
All right, here he goes.
The bat, the VFX pump. the Vita Fix Pops. The back of the Vita Fix Pops.
All right, here's a tough one, Baloney. A laboratory tour becomes a gothic parody season ticket. Reanimated limbs, accent-heavy decorations. It's pronounced something. And lightning-fueled jokes that bring horror to campy life.
All right, hit me with it one more time. I feel like I got an idea.
Okay. All right. A laboratory tour becomes a gothic parody season ticket. Reanimated limbs, accent-heavy declarations. It's pronounced something. And lightning-fueled jokes that bring horror to campy life.
The horror and the campiness is throwing me off. Reanimated
give
limbs is making me think Addams Family.
No. Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. The campy, that makes sense.
Because he also pronounced Frankenstein.
Yeah. I feel like that was a good guess, but no, yeah, the reanimated limb kind of threw me off.
Yep. That's a tough
thank
one.
you, my man. Thank you for stopping
Thank
by.
you, Baloney. Baloney, thank you so much for coming out, my man.
Of course. I
love the
like
stuff you do with the
hopping on.
bombs.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. And then like I said, congrats on 100. Keep it rolling. You guys know I'm always in the comments. Appreciate you
Thank
guys.
you.
Anything you want to plug before you go, my man?
So the Asscast is doing their 100th episode at the Romova. I'm just gonna keep plugging the Romova because we're gonna have a watch party there for week 2 of the Bears versus Lions. So a week from Sunday, we're gonna be there. It's free to get in. The game's gonna be on a 20-foot screen. There's a brunch special if you're into brunch, but if you don't want to drink or eat, it's free to get in. Just watch the Bears with like-minded fans. And then go to Sam's show because I'll be there too.
It's on the second floor, right? For the
Second floor. It'll be at the Romova Loft.
Okay, cool.
All of the info's on our Twitter and Instagram or X and everything else.
Cool. All right, man. Thanks so much for coming out. I really appreciate all the support,
guys.
my man.
You guys are the best. Salud.
Dude,
Salute.
great meeting you, Baloney.
Likewise.
All right. And for our next guest, he actually has a theme song for him that I made a long time ago. So let's just get to it.
The mic is hot, the room's alive tonight. King ASF's and he's taking flight. Sam Reeves on the court field or the greens. All sports scene, yeah, he's ruling like a king. Crown on the mic, he's the boss on the track. Sam Reeves stepping up, never looking back. Call it play-by-play with the fiery scheme. King ASF reigns on the all sports scene.
It's King Ass himself, Sam Reeves.
I forgot all about that.
That is amazing. I feel like you are a closer. Like you just walked out for the 9th inning to lock this thing down.
There's my walkout
Trevor
song.
Hoffman tells bells, but a little bit better.
The lights are all flashing.
Yeah.
But they don't know that I actually am epileptic and it's not going well.
we can't have a 100th episode without one of our biggest supporters, King Ass himself of the Ass Crew, all sports scene. Sam's always in the comments all the time, always cracking us up, throwing his jokes. I know Tony and him are always talking comedy. So anytime we get to have you on, Sam, it's always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you guys. I love watching you guys every Friday whenever you guys are doing your shows. Congrats on 100. Very, very happy for you guys. The production you guys put into this is absolutely insane. As you know, I put zero thought or production into my shows, so
Stop.
it's incredible.
You guys, you have the "What's Up Your Ass" song though.
Yeah, our whole one thing that we use.
And you got Stoop, so I mean,
You got the best production on anybody. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Is that the first thing that comes to your head, which is fucking hilarious, you say it. And that's honestly some of the best production you can have.
Gets me in trouble, but you know.
Hey, trouble could be good sometimes.
So Mr. King Ass has come up with the 2016 film Suicide Squad, directed by David Ayer. It stars Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Jared Leto, Viola Davis, Joe Kinnaman, and Cara Delevingne. I can't say her last name.
Cara Delevingne.
Delevingne. Thank you, sir. It has a budget of 175 million and a box office of 747 million. Sam, why did you pick this film?
Well, I did this for my wife. She loves this movie very much. She watches it. She has a fixation for it randomly every few weeks for a year. I like it too, but it is a bad movie. But I like it. And so it needs to be talked about. I feel like Cotton and I are very similar here. We're going to pick apart a movie, but then we're going to say it's good. We like it. So, I mean,
Wait, but I really liked my movie.
As do I.
What's
But,
the assignment?
So Sam, some of the things that we heard complaints about this film is it has disjointed editing, paper thin plot, weak villain, the enchantress,
very much,
and poor pacing.
That is also true. Those are all correct.
You're all correct.
100% correct. I would agree. However, this movie has won an Oscar, so
for best makeup and
hairstyling. Yeah, the big
has
one.
Overuse of needle drop music. I don't know. Probably
just Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
That's all it was.
They put it in pigtails. They're like, boom, hairstyling.
There was 4 nerds just fucking rewinding that one spot where she's facing off against all the cops, and they're just like, yeah, she's gonna win the Oscar.
Tone inconsistent.
She's won my Oscar.
Katana barely has any lines. It's another one. Too many characters introduced at once.
Fair.
Harley Quinn was overly sexualized.
Not enough, to be honest.
Yeah, not according to the Oscar voters.
We needed more.
And then probably the biggest criticism is the Jared Leto's Joker.
Wasn't he in that movie for 4 minutes?
His scenes were heavily cut.
Yeah, very cut. Yeah, I think he had 3 major scenes, and I think he had 14 lines of dialogue in the whole movie.
Yeah, he was only in, I think, for it doesn't say, but his scenes were heavily cut. I remember the trailer with him on there, and it looked kind of cool the way they kind of hid away his role in the film, and then you find out, well, I mean, they kind of basically showed you everything in the trailer.
Yeah,
the trailer with the Joker. This film, again, this film was remade. I guess was it a remake or a sequel with a new Suicide Squad?
Both. It was like a reimagining. It had some of the same characters still in it. Some of the same actors were still in it, but it was a different retelling of here's what it was actually supposed to look like.
And was the second one the one that had Will Smith?
No, this is the one that had Will Smith in it.
Oh, this is the one. Oh, okay.
The second one had Idris Elba. Yeah. And John Cena. So, sell this film, Sam. Sell why people should reverse their decision on it.
So, Suicide Squad is obviously a bunch of villains coming together to form a team to stop something. And as Cotton mentioned earlier, as a former veteran myself, they don't tell you shit that's going on in the military. It's got to be secret.
Yeah.
So you can't know what you're going up against. That's too easy. So their whole time they're keeping it secret, and they gotta get through all these villains that you've seen in the Batman comics, and I think a couple of them are Flash enemies, something like that. And the whole opening sequence in the jail cells, showing all these characters with the House of the Rising Sun playing in the background, is a great opening scene. It really is. And that kind of got me hooked right away. And then, the rest of the movie happened. But, I mean, it's an interesting take, on a comic book movie. It's villains having to become heroes. So you're trying to see how they make that arc. And I feel bad for David Ayer because Warner Brothers just went in and were like, no, you can't make this really cool, violent movie you're trying to make. It has to be bad because we don't know how to make a movie. And I know that there's a David Ayer cut out there, and he has refused to show it to anybody because he said, like, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything. But from what I've heard from people who have seen it, have said it was probably the best movie that came out that year.
What was the Suicide Squad? They wanted it PG-13, right?
Yeah,
or was it
as
a
close
rated
as they
R
could
movie?
get. I think it did end up.
It was
rated R.
PG-13. So
Was PG-13?
no,
Yeah.
yeah. So there was a lot of from what I was reading, there was a lot of interference that led to multiple re-edits, a lot of clashing back and forth, and this is kind of something that kind of like DC for some reason cannot get out of their own way. Like their films, besides the Batman films, like and I'm guessing the new Superman, so I haven't seen it.
Well, they're different now. You're talking about the past DC.
Yeah, past DC. I'm saying at this time, like they just couldn't get out of their own way. The films were just so many re-edits, so many studio involvement that kind of like they kind of killed like their momentum in this film. Because if you know whether I like him or not, you have an all-star cast here. You have Will Smith, you got Jared Leto, Viola Davis, you got David Harbour's in this film. Who's the guy who plays Flag?
Joel Kinnaman.
Joe Kinnaman's in there.
Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney. You have even Common makes his appearance in this film. So you have like a really, really strong cast.
Right.
And the dialogue's just bad. I do like the fact that it's like I wasn't really in the comics growing up, but it was kind of cool seeing like Ben Affleck's Batman makes a like appearance in this film. It was kind of cool seeing that kind of tie into it. I did like the Harley Quinn character. Jared Leto, not so much. I don't like Will Smith. I don't as an actor. I didn't really care for his character too much in here, but I kind of see where they were going with his, with him trying to be with his daughter, and they kind of like drew that part into the newer one. But and this one had more comedy, and it had I like the soundtrack of this film.
Oh yeah,
I really
soundtrack was fantastic.
That 21 Pilot song is a great song, man.
It's a good song.
Song. And then you have like even before he went completely ape shit, Kanye West, when they're doing the target practice.
Yep,
that was a cool scene. It has some cool scenes in it. I think it's just so much mismatched and stuff in it. It kind of ruins it.
Right, and one of the biggest issues with the editing was the I guess the minions of Enchantress, how they were just kind of looking like blob looking things. They weren't supposed to look like that. They were actually supposed to have like defined features and eyeballs and all this stuff. And Warner Brothers said like, we're already like too much of the budget. We're cutting that. They're just going to look like this. And you're just like, they're just rocks together. What is this? Like, and I think they actually made a joke about it in the movie, and they're like, "What the hell are these things?"
And you know that all that budget that they went over that they're talking about is the rewrites, all the shit that they wouldn't allow them to do.
Yeah.
But it was an era, I think, where they just weren't letting these comic book movies be rated R, which I think the first rated R was that Wolverine movie, and then they did Deadpool and proved
that was the order.
Yeah,
Logan.
And if they had just gone for it, I think you're right. I think, let it be a rated R movie, and they would have been the first to do it, and they would have made all the money.
And it would have been a lot better. I mean, these are villains in the movie. Like, let them be insane. Let it be a crazy movie. Obviously, it's gonna be fun.
And I think that's where the newer one kind of lets them kind of do that. Just comparing the two, and the opening scene alone. This one has the great House of the Rising Sun, but the beginning action scene of the second film is fucking blood and guts and
everywhere
before even the credits come on. So that's what I loved about that film. When I saw, I was like, holy shit. And unfortunately, that one was released during the COVID times, but this one, I was really excited to go see it, and it kind of. Is it a horrible movie? No. I've seen way worse superhero movies. I saw the fucking Spider-Man where they did stop motion with them in the 70s. This one was nowhere near it, but I know why it gets a lot of hate. And I think most of the hate it gets, honestly is probably because of Jared Leto.
That's a big part of it. And he wasn't even in that big a part. Like his character, or the way he wanted to do the Joker in theory was like a good idea. It was just the execution and then cutting all of his dialogue down and like everything. So you just saw like the 4 scenes of this dumb looking Joker, and everyone's like, "What's the point of this?"
Yeah, I almost feel like you have to lean into it.
Yeah.
The fact that they tried to ease off of it made it worse. It's like when you're telling a bad joke, you have to commit to the bad joke, and then everybody's like, "Well, it wasn't so bad. Like it was okay." I wish I had my 10 minutes back, but the guy went for it. It feels like they didn't go for it. They gave him an opportunity, and then they just cut everything back to a point where you couldn't get a feel for what the actor was actually trying to do.
Right.
See, when I went and saw the movie, it was fun.
Yeah.
I left the movie theater, and I've seen great movies and left the movie theater pissed off. I was just left the movie or this one saying it was a fun time. I think I had a couple pops before. You just go in there and have a fun time. It's different than like The Last Jedi, because The Last Jedi you're using your mind, and you're like, well, how are they going to try to make me think deeper into the story?
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, you're like already seeing Jared Leto before. You're like, this is going to be campy fun, but then you hear about all the rewrites, and you're like, it could have been a lot better. But is it terrible? No.
But the thing that Yump brought up early on with the editing is it is very, very terribly edited. The CGI is awful. It's very like in the end of the movie when they're facing off with Enchantress in like that courtyard, and she's like standing in front of this big glowing ball, and she's just like moving her shoulders like this the whole time. And I'm like, what is she doing? She's like, oh, you came to stop me. I'm like, why are you shimmying right now? What is you doing?
I did like the character of El Diablo.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Jay Hernandez's character. It was kind of cool. Like I just think that they just dropped the ball. They can't get their own way to make this film, to make a good DC film. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing James Gunn in the driver's seat, and everybody's saying that everything is so far great. And he kind of like he was showing us that not just with the Marvel universe, but also the Peacemaker series on HBO.
Well, Peacemaker was in this movie, right?
He was in the second one later.
He was in the second. He was in the second one. But yeah, I mean, the Peacemaker series was fun. I haven't seen the second season yet.
No, I haven't watched it yet either. But like, I don't know, Sam. Like, I tried watching this again because you mentioned it, and I watched it, but I was just like, man, there's a lot of stupid shit in this film.
There is. Which you don't, I mean, yeah, like, you go to see it in the theater, you're like, oh, that was a fun, goofy movie. And then, like, you watch it a few more times, you're like, oh my God, there was so much in this that I did not, like, notice because I was just trying to have fun at the theater. And you're like, oh, man, is that bad?
And that's the good thing about going to the theater and watching these films. Like Tone said, like, you want to go have a good time. Like, more looking at it more with a more analytic, pair of glasses, as I say, or more, like, deeper looking into it. You've seen the little things that don't make sense. And the thing I wish they would have done is just let Leto run with his Joker. They kind of did that in the second one. Was it the second one, or where they have, or is it the Snyder cut where they have him? I
think that was
Justice League, Justice League, right? Justice League Snyder cut. Where they have him talk on top of the car in the wasteland. If they would have had something like that in this film, it would have gave him a little more, I guess, provenance to build his character. But they kind of they cut his balls off for this one, and his portrayal just didn't come across very well.
Yeah. And, there were some pretty good performances. I mean, Karen Fukuhara, like, barely had any lines as Katana, but, like, you could just tell, like, she was really into this role. She wanted to nail this role. She did a very good job. Jay Hernandez does another great job as El Diablo. I thought Jai Courtney was really, really fun as Boomerang. I'm glad they brought him back for the second one. Just because he's a good actor, just being a goofy dude.
Did they bring him back though?
In a way. Spoiler alert.
But yeah, no. There could have been a lot of I would say just a lot of misses with this one then. But it's not as it's not as should be pissed on like most of the. I think Star Wars fans, Marvel and comic book fans in general, like treat their adaptations the worst of anybody, like any fan base I've ever seen.
Not like the comic book. This is upsetting to me.
This is not the source material I was promised. What is this?
Not Shazam that I remember when I was a boy.
It reminds you of like the Jay and Silent Bob, when they go to moviepoopshoot.com, where they keep complaining about
the Star Wars.
I
get the Star Wars anger. The comic book anger is the one that I don't get as much because like it's literally two different worlds. Star Wars was always a film world to start. So if you're mad that something doesn't look right, that's a little bit more understandable. But like in comic books, you're like, no, Green Goblin, his mask was turned sideways. It's like, like I'm watching the movie and I've never read the comic book. Can you just shut up? Thank you. But that's how I felt about this movie. So good fun time,
Yeah. And it had, it had some good comedy in it. It had some good jokes here and there. And at the very beginning, Caitlin put in the comments, Ike Barinholtz as one of the guards was so funny.
Clear browser history.
Yeah. He was like, I know I'm down, and he's like, what the hell is this? And then the Joker comes in, he's like, oh. He had a great role. I mean, and yeah, Viola Davis was fantastic as Amanda Waller. I believe she's in the Peacemaker series still too, right?
Yeah,
she is. She's the mom of one of the characters.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that James Gunn is trying to develop something for her to continue that Amanda Waller role.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I mean, she just comes out. It's just like, I'll kill all of you. Like that's her introduction to everybody. It's like, I'll just kill you all if you do anything I don't want you to do. And you're like, oh shit, hello, Viola Davis. Welcome to the movie. Yeah, and like the whole lead up with David Harbour's character and everything, like it was all there, and then there was just some in between sequences where you're like, okay, they cut a lot of the good shit to keep this in there. Like, what are we doing? Every movie can be shorter, like you guys were saying.
Like I said, it's just unfortunate. And hopefully, like going forward, like the gun DC universe, it just keeps it going and building on there. I'm really excited to see what he does.
Fantastic. Superman.
They already said that the next Superman and the Batman are coming out in the same summer.
Same year. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and if you think of the, the Suicide Squad, and you think of what was it, Guardians of the Galaxy? Mm-hmm. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is criminals who get sprung and then go do a thing, and it's a very similar situation, but people loved Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think if James Gunn had been in charge of this from the get-go, I think he probably would have put together a movie that people loved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, because meanwhile, right now on the Doomsday set, I guess 2 actors are fighting. There's like a huge blow up on the set, and things aren't sounding too promising so far. But we'll wait and see.
Is Robert Downey Jr. one of the actors fighting?
No, they haven't said. That's the thing. Is some people thought it was Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds, but they're saying that wasn't them. And I'm trying in my mind to imagine like 2 grown men, like in their costumes. No, me. No, the comic book material isn't the same. And they're just like yelling back and forth.
I can't see it's like Downey fighting over it, to be honest with you.
2 drunk guys on Halloween dressed up yelling at each other.
Ryan Reynolds, my wife's in a court case. Leave me alone.
The only issues I heard about the Doomsday set were that like Robert Downey Jr. did a bunch of his scenes without the Doom mask on. They were gonna like CGI the mask, and he hated it. So then he wanted to put an actual physical mask on and do all the reshoots, and that like pushed him back several weeks.
Which is ridiculous because the whole thing that Robert Downey Jr. has always done in Marvel is like, I don't actually have to be in the scene. Mm-hmm. It's a person with a mask on doing the thing, and then Robert Downey Jr. just has to talk. Mm-hmm. So why would they go away from that tried and true method? Just stick a mask on the guy and we'll just pretend it's Robert Downey Jr. because he talks in the voiceover.
He's making $70 million movie, Cotton. I guess they're like, they gotta appease him.
They're like, you're making $70 million. You're not putting a fucking mask on, buddy. We're gonna see your pretty face all day long.
But Sam, yeah, I think we can't. There's not really much more to kind of go on this film.
Mhm.
But do you want to do the back of the VHS box question?
Sure. Hit me.
Okay, cool. Let's play this little thingy for you.
The bat, the VFX pops. The bat, the VFX pops. The bat, the VFX pops.
Here you go, Sam. This is right up your alley. A detective who can't do math interrupts a hostage broadcast, trips over lines literally, before figuratively, and delivers inappropriate literal slapstick in every close-up. Get ready for literal freeze frames.
The Naked Gun.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
The first Naked Gun in 1988.
Yeah, that made sense. It spoke to me.
It spoke to you. Go ahead.
Well, Yump, our other penguin has fallen asleep. He has told me he is not able to make the show, which is he's just tired, is what he said. So we're gonna run an audible here for soundtrack pick of the week. Run the song. Yep.
All right. Here we go. Where the fuck are you?
The Sugar Baggies soundtrack pick of the week.
All right, I'm going to give two soundtracks, and you're going to pick which one you think is better. And I feel like I'm going to come out on the loot. It's going to be 1 of 3. But
The Last Jedi.
No, but here we go. Here are your two soundtracks: Forrest Gump and Pulp Fiction.
Ooh.
I'm seeing which way you're leaning, and I'm curious because this battle's been in my head like a week, and I just want to hear where everyone's going to go in there.
Hold on.
Yes.
Tony, let's start with you guessing each person's pick.
Well, honestly,
So I can change my mind to make you
I'll be
wrong.
honest with you. I think all three of you are going to go Forrest Gump.
Oh, what? No,
Who's going Forrest Gump?
I totally disagree. I thought everybody was going to go Pulp Fiction.
No, I know Yump's going Forrest Gump.
Oh.
No, I was actually leaning towards Pulp Fiction because of Jungle
Ooh.
Boogie's in that song.
Ooh.
And Al Green's in the
What about
area.
you, Sam? Forrest Gump?
Yeah, I think I was gonna go more Forrest Gump.
Okay.
Just
That's fair. Most people say Forrest Gump. We've had on the
very
Brian's
close.
draft, everybody said Forrest Gump over Pulp Fiction in the same year.
Really?
I go Pulp Fiction for the reason is that the songs are a little bit more obscure than the ones on the Forrest Gump. But Forrest Gump's got like all the classics. I mean, Fortunate Son. But like when you talk about Jungle Boogie, I mean, that's like my introduction to like my funk that I love. But like the movie Pulp Fiction was on the other day. Some of the songs that he placed in the movie, like when he goes in the basement and that whole scene and that song's blaring, like trying to dig deep in a soundtrack and find some of these songs is good. Forrest Gump's really good though too.
Yeah, I agree with you. Forrest Gump is good, but that's like playing the hits. It really is. And you can't really complain about the songs that are in it. They're great songs. But when I think of like the soundtrack that I feel like felt more part of the movie, I think Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
I would say for Quentin, although I don't agree with his views on movies anymore, but his dialogue is unmatched, and I do love his soundtrack choices for his films. They're very, very good. Even Reservoir Dogs, with just even choosing to do "Stuck in the Middle with You" when for that, the song "Little Green Bag," the beginning of it. This film and Pulp Fiction, you got like I said, Al Green's in it. You got Comanche, which is played during the basement scene, and then a song that like the Chuck Berry song "You Never Can Tell" is played in this film too.
Oh,
with
Ms. or Lou leads off the soundtrack, and I think I was sort of aware of that song, but I didn't really know that song until Pulp Fiction. And when you heard it, like, it's such a good tune. But yeah, I know for sure I didn't know Dick Dale and his Deltones. I still didn't know it until this moment, until I looked it up again. It's just a damn good song. Like, as soon as I hear it, I know the song, but I couldn't tell you who sang it unless I look it up. But yeah, it's all because of that soundtrack.
Or first thing his mom and that guy doing the deed. I don't have it. There you go. There you go, Caitlin. I didn't do any sound for this episode. No, that's actually a really good debate there, Tone.
Yeah, it was razor close to me, but I would have picked Forrest Gump.
Oh, Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon.
Urge Overkill from Chicago.
Wow.
One of the greatest lines in film history is in Pulp Fiction, and I love it. And Harvey Keitel says it, and I say it almost daily. And it's when, all right, I forgot what it says, and then he goes, well, let's not start sucking each other's quite yet. Just the way he says it is in the most smoothest way. But the movie's soundtrack's great for Pulp Fiction because you get the sound clips too from the movie mixed in with the songs.
Mhm.
Forrest Gump was cool because it was a double soundtrack. Back when that came out on CD, there weren't many double soundtrack CDs.
Yeah. The Forrest Gump soundtrack is, like I said before, like it's a great soundtrack. Like all those songs are bangers, but they are sort of markers in time, right?
That's good.
But when you get to Pulp Fiction, those songs exist together in that movie. Like that movie feels like those songs. And so if I hear Fortunate One, like Fortunate Son, I'm not thinking, oh, Forrest Gump. But if I hear Pulp Fiction, any of the songs on there, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that from Pulp Fiction.
Well, Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon. I mean, that's really the only thing. I mean, you wouldn't be just cruising down the street. Yeah, I like this new tune on there. You'd be like, oh, I heard this in Pulp Fiction. This is great.
Yeah.
Jungle Boogie, as you said, man, that song is amazing.
Yeah, and even like going back to Reservoir Dogs, Lime in the Coconut, that song. He played the because at the end, that always like, I love his music choices because it's just out there, and they kind of fit with the film.
Those first two movies are the best, though.
What I always love musically, real cool, is the same guy who sings Coconut. The same album, that same song is on the same album as the song in Goodfellas where he's on coke and he's running through Jump in the Fire. And it's so crazy because they're two different sounding songs. One's really heavy with drums and loud, and the other one's put the lime in the coconut, which is just amazing and just so cool that he works some of those songs into the soundtracks that he's done.
Yeah, good stuff, Tone. Wow, nice. You had a double album for 100th episode.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what Brian was going to have, but I just came off the top of my head and look, we had a smooth little conversation.
Yeah, sorry, Brian, we went a little long. I know you're.
Oh
tired.
no, that's not why. We'll tell you why after we go.
Okay.
I think I might know.
Yeah, you know.
But that's episode 100, gentlemen. Before we get out of here, Sam, go ahead and plug the 100th episode of the Asscast.
We're doing a 100 episode.
You're the last one to know.
It's the first time I heard about this. But yes, September 25th, Thursday at 7:00, we will be at the Row of Beer Garden doing our 100th podcast live and in person. We'll have some merch to sell. We'll have some hats that we got made up of our alternate logo. With the
ass hats?
Yeah, they are ass hats.
It's pretty awesome.
With the Batterman logo with the butt for a head. So go out and got one of those at the merch table. We'll be having a raffle. We'll be donating some money to charity off of that. So we'll have some stuff to give away at the show. Audience participation throughout the whole time. So it's going to be a really fun show. Please come out if you can. The links are on our socials to RSVP. It's free to RSVP. Just need it for numbers. And hopefully we'll see a lot of people there.
Looking forward to being there, my friend.
It'll be good.
And then, Mr. Cotton, go ahead and plug your stuff, my man.
Oh, well, I am a part of the Bleacher Bunch Network. You can find us on every podcatcher as Bleacher Bunch. We have a bunch of different shows, but I personally am on Sun Ranto Show, the longest running Cubs fan podcast, which I'm sure that doesn't appeal to everyone here, but some of you may like to hear other people bitch about the Cubs, that's us, because they drive me freaking nuts. And then I also have the Baseball Rabbit Hole, that's my podcast where I go into baseball history. That is somewhat odd. I just kind of ask a question of the internet, and then I follow the rabbit hole that I go down, and it finds me some new information that I didn't know. And then Yump is just shown a couple of times. I have a book out there. It's the Bleacher Bum Bible book. You can find it on Amazon. It is, I found the weirdest Bible verses that I could, and then I matched that up to Cubs history. So
It's pretty good stuff.
So, and there are a lot of weird Bible verses out there. So
That there are.
Yeah, pretty good stuff.
It's for sale on Amazon. You can get that copy that Yumper has there for $6.66. Just
I like
like the good Lord wants you.
I like it.
So this is our 100th episode. Cotton, we're over the 2-hour mark, and you're on the show, so we're over the 2-hour mark. But be sure to check out the Hookup on Music Tone. What you got coming on this week?
This week we got a new Deftones album, a new Lord Huron album, unfortunate passing of a member from Mastodon, and some other awesome stuff. So please tune in.
Is there going to be a
James Bond this Wednesday is back, and we're starting into the Roger Moore film collection of James Bond, which, like Fast and the Furious and like Suicide Squad, it is ridiculous. So if you've never, I've only watched these movies the last couple of years, and you have a couple pops or whatever else, and you will laugh at these movies.
I have got to catch up on that podcast and watch them with the movies, because I haven't seen all those movies in a long time. But I remember as a kid just thinking the Roger Moore movies were like the greatest. And then when I saw them as an adult, I was like, okay, there were some choices made here.
Well, when you got a movie where your villain is Christopher Walken with slick back white hair in late 80s,
yes,
you're in ridiculous territory.
When they put more time into the name of the villain than the villain's actual character. Pussy galore. Like, are you kidding me?
And then on my end, Cotton and I do a show every Saturday called Frame for Frame, where we go and look at the remakes and original of certain films. This week, we're going to be talking about the Bad News Bears due to the Little League World Series. So we'll be recording that tomorrow and then dropping that on Monday.
Hold on 1 second. That's amazing. You guys are doing that. One of the most, I know you'll probably pick the old one over the new. I don't care what you guys are picking. One of the funniest scenes in film that I like is in the sequel when they're at Hooters and he's singing Cocaine with all the kids in there. Like, that's just great, man. But I'm sure you'll talk about it tomorrow. I can't wait to listen.
You're absolutely right. That's one of the saving graces of that movie. Like, I was sitting there watching that scene. I'm like, what are they doing here? And then
just like the way they just like all the.
And I was like, okay, I'm into this.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I can't wait to see it.
Cotton, they want your book post in the Amazon link, so let me get it in there for you. Yeah. Be sure to check.
I also have a children's book called "Going North to the Pole." It's a poem, and it's a Christmas book about two kids that go to meet Santa to see what he wants for Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've got and I honestly, like, I've been sort of writing a book that's sort of like a Bad News Bears style book. And after watching these two movies, I'm starting to feel it a little bit more again. So
yeah.
Maybe next spring I'll have a Bad News Bears knockoff novel.
Nice. Sweet, man. So that's episode 100. We finally did it. We're done. Now let's go on to episode 200 in the next I don't know how long it'll take us. But thank you guys so much. Thank you everybody who has supported us, watched us, tweet at us, whatever the fuck it's called now on the Twitter universe. Discuss movies with us. We just do this for fun. Check us out at SadisticPenguinStudios.com, where you'll find great stuff by Cotton, Tony, myself, Brian. Check out the Asscast every Tuesday and Thursday. Or talking about your ass on Tuesdays, Asscast on Thursdays. Check out Sunranto on Thursdays. And check out the Bums on Mondays. I plugged everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Well done, gentlemen. Well done.
Congrats on 100.
Thanks for listening to the At the Show podcast, a Sadistic Penguin Studios production.
Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
Cotton, I